Nigerians are eager for credible leaders who can provide good governance and quality representation. However, this can only be achieved through the active participation of citizens by voting in elections to choose their leaders. Citizens can exercise this fundamental right only when eligible voters obtain their voter cards through registration. Whether you are a new voter who just turned 18 or a citizen wishing to transfer your registration or replace a damaged card, now is the time to take action, particularly for those in FCT who will soon be going to the polls to elect their leaders in the forthcoming area council elections. The Electoral Commission (INEC) has recently launched the 2025 nationwide continuous voter registration exercise. Tonight, on Saturday Discourse, we will provide insights on this ongoing process. But first, let's go through a few news items. I am Tessie Omeri. You're welcome. God Ministers Koinonia Foundation International has hosted its 2025 Ministers and Church Workers Congress. The event brought together ministers and church workers, featuring worship, teachings, trainings, and lectures on information technology, all aimed at equipping participants with knowledge and skills for effective service in the church, strengthening evangelism, leadership qualities, and sustainable spiritual growth. Isaac Jubo has more.
The Ministers and Church Workers Congress 2025 with the theme Church Revival and Information Technology brought together pastors, apostles, church workers for a time of worship, teaching, and training with an overall goal of impacting participants spiritually. President and convener Reverend Dr. Isaac Orieki underscored the growing importance of information technology in ministry, stressing that technology is no longer optional for effective ministry.
From investigation, we discovered that the church has not been doing too well when you come to information technology. So we decided to use this platform to embrace pastors and leaders of the church to brainstorm on this issue.
As the church, we cannot be held back. Today is AI. In fact, as a matter of fact, right now they are talking about synthetic intelligence that's advancing over artificial intelligence.
Discussions at the Congress also centered on mission and unity in the church, with facilitators highlighting leadership and evangelism as key to sustaining growth and spreading the gospel through digital platforms.
The objective is to make the ministers of God, who have been called, who have yielded themselves to God to be used, is to make them go a step higher.
It was indeed led by God, knowing the season, the time, that it cannot be better than now.
It's quite innovative and also inventive. We are talking about using technology in the advancement of the gospel.
For a revival to take place, it means something was dead or was fainting or has fainted, and you need to bring back that thing back to life.
Discussions at the Congress also centered on mission and unity in the church, with facilitators highlighting leadership and evangelism as key to sustaining growth and spreading the gospel through digital platforms. The event ended with a renewed commitment from ministers and workers to strengthen missions, embrace technology, deepen fellowship, and advance the church's role in transforming lives and communities. Isaac Jibo, NTA News.
Goza local government area in Borno State since 2013 has experienced displacements and abductions resulting from persistent insurgencies in the northeast. In the face of these challenges, individuals are taking steps to advance the cause to assuage the pains of victims, seeking government support and intervention to restore dignity of displaced persons. Moses Queer brings us insights.
After being uprooted from their homes by insurgency, displaced persons from Goza, Borno State are making an emotional plea to the government and relevant agencies. At a media briefing in Abuja, they called for the immediate activation of mechanisms to facilitate their safe and dignified return to their ancestral communities.
We, the concerns citizens of Goza local government area of Borno State, issue this press release to draw urgent national attention to the continuing plight of our displaced people.
Their plea further assuaged the authorities, urging for a transparency and accountability in the repatriation processes and a comprehensive call, well-coordinated resettlement and recovery program that addresses housing, education, healthcare, and livelihood.
Restore our homes, restore our children, restore our dignity, ensure transparency, repatriation, and resettlement, and deliver justice for those unlawfully detained and the families still waiting for their loved ones.
According to recent reports from Goza local government area, over 58,000 persons, mostly women and children, have been displaced by insurgency, IDP camps in Nigeria, and refugee settlements in Cameroon.
Many people from Goza have been forced to flee by Boko Haram and are currently displaced across Nigeria and in Cameroon. Minawawo refugee camp is hosting 58,327 refugees. In Abuja, Wasa camp, Waru, and New Kuchigoro are hosting 5,100 IDPs.
The group is also appealing to government and its development partners to release funds promptly and expedite the recovery and reconstruction process to enable their full reintegration into the society. Moses Kuye, NTA News.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory continue to troop to various INEC offices for the in-person registration exercise, part of the ongoing nationwide continuous voters registration CVR. Informer Adinta brings us an update from FCT INEC office.
The in-person registration exercise commenced on August 25 following a one-week online pre-registration exercise.
It's a welcome development. Yeah, I appreciate what Nigerians are doing, and we're beginning to understand that our vote will definitely count in the next election.
Prospective registrants commended the process, looking forward to exercising their franchise as the FCT area council polls draw closer.
There's no tension. I met them and they attend to me successfully. They collect my data and they send it, so I should be waiting for my replacement.
Staff of the commission were on hand, ready to attend to the needs of all, while being firm in requesting identification and birth certificates from perceived underage registrants.
They are our brother, biological brothers. Okay. And they have done to some of their junior brothers and sisters. They are outside.
And they've done for them?
Yes, now they are taller than them. They are their juniors.
Okay. And what are they asking them to get?
It's a birth certificate.
Deputy Director, Voter Education and Publicity, INEC FCT, Samuel Bassi, emphasized that prospective registrants must be 18 years and above, as measures are in place to check underage registration.
In the course of a registration, if a registration officer has any doubts regarding the age of the prospective registrants, the law empowers such an officer to demand certain information to ascertain their age. In terms of nationality, also the law demands certain documents.
He enjoined residents to take advantage of this window to register, noting that the commission will soon take a break for claims and objections, as well as print permanent voter cards ahead of the February 26 area council elections.
This continuous voter registration exercise is a window to have such information corrected by the affected registrants below the right information about them.
Aside from registration, the exercise also caters to other sundry issues such as replacement of permanent voter cards, transfers, and correction of names. Ifoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Many thanks, Ifoma. And to shed more light on the ongoing voter registration, here is my colleague Cecilia Julius, who had an engagement with the Director of Voter Education and Publicity with INEC FCT, Samuel Bassi, as he will give us more on the enlightenment.
We are joined in the studio live with Samuel Bassi, the Deputy Director of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC FCT. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, sir. We know the ongoing continuous voter registration we started in August is still ongoing, but we want you to educate viewers out there, Nigerians, on the importance of the exercise and why every eligible Nigerian is supposed to participate.
Yeah, the CVR, the continuous voter registration exercise that resumed, like you said, last month, a thing precisely with online pre-registration and the in-person or physical registration on the 25th is kind of important because it provides an opportunity for Nigerians to register to vote. And also to, in line with our mandates, is an opportunity for the Commission as an INEC to register Nigerians that are qualified to vote, and also to prepare, maintain, and update voter register, which is an outcome of the registration exercise for the purpose of elections authorized by the Constitution.
Okay. Going beyond the importance of it, as an authorized representative, could you tell us about who is eligible to participate?
Well, eligibility, first and foremost, you must be a Nigerian. And the other thing is that you must be 18 years and above. And regards this thing, is a continuous voter registration, which means that it's not fresh if you've registered before. 2011, your registration is valid. You've not registered before and you're 18 years and above, you are qualified to register to vote. And secondly, it's advised that you registered in a location or polling units closest to you for the convenience of movement during elections.
Okay, let's also look at why CVR process?
Well, that's a valid question. Why the process? We are practicing participatory democracy with periodic elections. To qualify to vote in an election, you must register and have your PVC. That's the essence of it. It's a process that leads to registration of qualified Nigerians to enable them vote during an election.
Okay. I bid me to say, is the exercise credible? Does it hold Nigerians to their integrity, and is it a transparent process? Let's hear from you.
It's a transparent process. The measures put in place, kind of, is to enhance the credibility of it. Understand? At the point of registration, there are information demanded if the registration officer mandated by INEC is in doubt of one's nationality and maybe issue of age. There's information demanded, to ascertain this, your age and your nationality. These are measures put in place to make the exercise credible and transparent.
Okay. I know recently most Nigerians are uninterested in the process, looking at the turnout of persons who have registered so far. Many Nigerians, actually, some believe it's not a credible process. But what's your advice to Nigerians on this?
Well, my advice to Nigerians that we are committed to integrity of the process of CVR and also to the conduct of elections. And you can see that the outcomes of the processes of the elections conducted, the processes and the outcomes well adjudged as credible. I advise Nigerians to whatever perceptions that they may have heard about the integrity of these things should let go that we are committed to have them registered for the purpose of elections, and they should turn out because it comes within their constitutional right, and also they have the duty to turn out to register.
Okay.
We are committed to the integrity, of the process.
Okay. For those who have registered for their permanent voters card, how can it be accessed, and without the hassle and the challenges ascribed to it?
Incidentally, all the we've also made provisions for collections of PVCs in the course of registration. So we advised citizens that have registered and not collected their PVCs, registered before they have not collected their PVCs, to go to the INEC office in the local government that they registered for their PVCs. The process of collection is kind of seamless. And again, in the course of this registration, we get the numbers, viable telephone numbers, GSM numbers of registrants. This to enable us to contact them, and notify them when their PVCs, are ready, and they pick up locations for these things. So with this, providing measures put in place, it's kind of easy to get the notifications as to when your PVC is ready and the location to pick up your PVCs.
Okay. Going further, let's look at, for those who are interested in transferring their PVCs to their location, for Nigerians who move a lot, how can they transfer this? And then those intending, what are the requirements to ensure that their voter cards are transferred?
The requirement, there are two ways of doing this. You can go online to get this thing done. The process online, visiting our portal is kind of seamless. We provide the information where you want your registration or your polling unit to be transferred to. That's all. Or if you have difficulties, for those that don't have access to facilities for this, Android phone with internet, advise to go to any of our offices or designated centers for registration exercise to get these things done. The process is kind of simple.
Okay. For those in the rural areas where these things are not accessible, what's the plan of the INEC to ensure that people in the rural areas are able to register for the CVR?
Yeah, it's a major concern actually. Incidentally, on the 29th of this month, the registration will be extended to the electoral wards. The 62 electoral wards in FCT. This will help in bringing closer to the people the registration centers. And again, regarding the online registration, we've been trying to engage the community, encouraging people with access to phone and internet to help in the online registration. Understand? And a number of people have volunteered. Those helping those in rural areas, to have access to these things. So these are things we kind of encourage people in the communities to do. But like I said earlier, 29th of this month, there'll be devolution of the exercise to the registration centers, and the electoral wards, to kind of for easy access of people to the centers for the purpose of registration to vote.
Now, what's the plan of INEC FCT in ensuring that vulnerable groups also have this privilege?
There's also provisions put in place. We prioritize the participation of the disadvantaged groups, the women, the elderly, persons with disabilities. I mean, in all of our electoral activities, we give them priority attention, when they come for activities, in this case, registration. They are attended to first before others, and also ensure that our centers, designated centers for electoral activities, including the CVR, are PWD friendly. That's for access and participation. And for elections, there are a lot of provisions put in place to encourage the participation of persons with disabilities, women, and the elderly.
So lastly, before we go, what's your advice to Nigerians who, despite all odds, still do not want to register for it?
Well, you cannot sit on the fence. He must be part of this. An election process centers around informed participation of the people. Understand? If you do not, avail yourself of an opportunity like this to register to vote, I don't think you have a moral right to criticize, the outcome of the process and issue of governance. So we appeal to Nigerians to avail themselves of this opportunity, turn up, exercise your constitutional rights by coming out to register for the purpose of elections. Mind you, there's elections coming up in FCT in February, and also there's general elections coming up, in 2027. A severe exercise, is a key to get the PVC for the purpose of the elections. Voting the elections.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time. I hope Nigerians out there can hear this and take the right step. Thank you. We've been talking to Samuel Bassi, the Deputy Director of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC FCT. Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news at 7.
The news station NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
And up next is Weekly News Wrap.
Hello and welcome to Weekly News Wrap, your roundup of major stories that made headlines in the past week. I am Kenechukwu Ojuyenim. From the presidency, national scholars under the Renewed Hope Initiative National Scholarship Program have received a third tranche of 1 million naira to support their studies. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu presented the funds and laptops during a midterm interactive session where beneficiaries also received guidance on early business ventures. Still in the territory, officials of the FCT Education Secretariat inspected schools within the city center to assess academic activities on resumption. On education resumption, public and private schools across the Federal Capital Territory have resumed for the 2025 and 2026 academic session with an impressive turnout on the first day. The Federal Road Safety Corps has appealed for more cooperation for road users at accident scene, citing delays that caused Monday traffic congestion along the Kubwa Expressway. And finally, on security preparedness, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, FCT Command, in collaboration with the Army Headquarters Garrison, has wrapped up a 1-week tactical training for 174 personnel. The exercise aimed to boost operational efficiency using modern and security tools. That's the Weekly News Wrap. I'm Kenechukwu Ojuyenim. Thanks for watching and stay informed.
Sports brief.
Nigeria's Kadri Haruna was eliminated from the World Table Tennis Champions Macau 2025 after losing 3-1 to Germany's Patrick Franziska in the men's singles round of 16. Despite taking the third set 13-11, Haruna couldn't sustain his momentum, losing 11-8, 11-5, 11-13, 11-7. Haruna had shown impressive form earlier in the tournament, beating China's Han Yuozhen in straight games 11-3, 11-8, 11-8 in the first round. Meanwhile, the Nigerian National League has barred Aqua United, Heartland FC, Gombe United, Lobi Stars and Sunshine Stars from registering for the 2025-2026 season due to unresolved financial obligations. These clubs, all recently relegated from the Nigerian Premier Football League, must provide verifiable evidence of compliance with rulings from the Nigeria Football Federation Players Status and Arbitration Committee to register. The NNL aims to promote professionalism and financial discipline across the league. The NLL's decision to bar indebted clubs from registration is seen as a necessary step towards promoting financial discipline and accountability in Nigerian football. The league body emphasized that clubs must prioritize the welfare of players and officials while maintaining professionalism. Finally, João Mendes, son of Brazilian legend Ronaldinho, has joined English Championship club Hull City on a one-year deal. The 20-year-old winger had a stint with Burnley's under-21s last season but hasn't made his professional debut yet. Mendes' father Ronaldinho is a Ballon d'Or winner and World Cup champion, playing 207 times for Barcelona. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dugu, NTA News.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The latest station NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Would say have a lovely day.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The latest station NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Would say have a lovely day.